Hello everybody, this is Mahadeva, the OG Thunder Wizard. Today I'm going to share with you a very sacred, very special, extremely powerful mudra, which is the base mudra of the Mao Shan Taoist sorcery tradition. So this video is intended for people who are subscribed to the 90-day the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong. So if you haven't subscribed to that, you can go to thunderwizard.com and click around until you find the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong and subscribe. Then you will have access to this and everything else that I'm teaching about the Mao Shan. So, the Mao Shan Mudra. I have not taught this to you yet, nor have I taught it publicly. This is actually an extremely simple mudra. You can find it in other traditions, but it is a key that unlocks the lightning. Now, for the average person who does this mudra, it will have a very powerful effect and it will open the heart center. This is why you see this in many different traditions. You'll see it in different statues of different deities will be holding this mudra. But if you have not been initiated into the lightning qigong path, then it's virtually impossible to get the immediate effects of the lightning. So as I said, this is a mudra that opens up the heart center. So let me explain to you exactly what the lightning is. By the way, stay tuned to the end of this video, because at the end of this video I am going to show you the mudra, and I'm also going to give you the secret name of the sect. All right, so hold on to the end of the video to learn that. And again, if you haven't subscribed, go to thunderwizard.com and subscribe at the Warrior 90-Day level. All right, so the reason why this mudra is so powerful for you is because you have been doing practices to stimulate meridians in the body that normally are dormant, that opens up a center within the heart. And that center within the heart normally stays self-contained. And this is for your safety and the safety of others. But when you learn how to tap into that center and release that energy into the body, into the aura, into the meridians, then you start having the lightning power. These practitioners who practiced here on the Mao Shan Temple in China, starting 2,000 years ago, they were the people who initiated the Taoist tradition. So all Taoist traditions come from this Mao Shan original temple. Now, the Mao Shan mountain temple itself had a science of opening up this secret center within the heart which contained the lightning. And this knowledge was not given to just anybody. So that's why the other, there's 4 other major mountains, there's more than that, but those 4 other major mountains may not have known. They had a lot of the Taoist traditions, but when it came to the real power, which everybody else would call sorcery, this was something that the Mao Shan had and kept and only shared with the elite. I am sharing this tradition that I've been taught and I've researched. I am teaching it to the public for the first time in this manner. Normally you have to be initiated and you have to be accepted into a small group, and you must make a promise not to show this information to anybody. But my experience with the Ascended Masters, my personal belief based on my experience with what I believe is the Mao Shan Masters, is that it is time to release this information to the world, because the world is at a precipice. We are between, heading into another dark ages of chaos. As you can see, I mean, things are falling apart for the first time in history. Nobody in the United States is sure whether or not the government functions. They don't know who to believe. If we continue down that path, the world could go into another dark ages. Or we can evolve to the next level. This will have to do with a level of consciousness at the heart level, which is extremely intense and powerful. The good news is that you have a third power that is in your heart, which is even more powerful than Kundalini, more powerful than Chi, Prana, or life force energy. This energy is the lightning energy. So as I said, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you that mudra. But before we do that, I want to explain to you exactly what you're tapping into. So you've heard me talk about it before, but it's always good to review. In the center of the heart is the soul. The soul, which is your truest identity, not your mind, not your ego, not your instincts, not your emotions, not even your psychology, not even your karma. Your soul is the brightest light in the universe. It is infinite, it is timeless, it is beyond space-time, it is beyond 3 dimensions. Because it is so powerful, it is the gateway to absolute utter infinity. If you were able to completely merge yourself solely with the energy of your soul, you would completely disappear, you would merge with everything, and you would no longer be a human. You'd even be beyond the gods. That's how powerful your soul is. When you die and you see that white light, guess what that white light is? That is your soul. So this extremely intense, infinite, powerful, tiniest of lights, which is the gateway to all of infinity and to all power, this resides in your heart. This is why even Jesus says the kingdom of heaven is within. It's because it's true. It is within. This is infinity. It's not out there. It's in here. But because this point of light is so powerful, if it were released into 3-dimensional Maya, this illusion of 3-dimensional infinity, if your soul was released into it in its raw state, it would burn a hole through the fabric of existence. So in order to allow the soul to come into 3-dimensional reality, it has to be encased in a very powerful energy source. This energy source is lightning. It is the lightning power. It is a feminine power. So you have a goddess that lives within you. It is the goddess that contains and originates the power of lightning. And this power is normally contained and focused inward because it allows the soul to interface with your 3-dimensional body, with your 3-dimensional existence, and it protects you, your body, and 3-dimensional existence from being destroyed from infinity. Now, I've had this experience, and if you talk to anybody else who's had a near-death experience, who has died, left their body, and gone to heaven or seen God, you will hear many stories which say the same thing, which is that the light that they see, the light that draws them to it, is so bright that you have this feeling that if you were looking at that light with your human eyes, it would burn your eyes, it would blind you. And it is that incredibly powerful. And when I had this experience, I had an out-of-body experience, and I went to the light when I was 7 years old, and I remember merging with the light, and it was so intense and so powerful that my sense of even my spiritual self was completely obliterated. And in a very enjoyable but also frightening experience of being completely obliterated, and orgasmic bliss of connecting with God, infinity, whatever you want to call it. You understand when people start to talk about the soul and it being this infinite point of light that is beyond time and space. And it makes sense. If you've had that experience, you understand the soul, in order to be in a three-dimensional body, to be able to be in this virtual reality, it must be encased in the most powerful physical, spiritual energy in the universe, and that is the feminine power of the lightning. Now, when you do any of the practices that I teach here at the thunderwizard.com Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong, if you practice any of those that I have been teaching, which right now you're in phase 3, there's many more phases to come. This is, we could call this phase 4 if you want. We might as well just go ahead and call it phase 4. If you've been doing that, you already know the power of this lightning. You've experienced the transformation. The other thing about lightning is that it's transformative. When you're struck by lightning, you're never the same. When you release this lightning from within that is surrounding and protecting the external world from the power of your soul, when you tap into that and you release it, what happens immediately is you start to go through a transformation where you become conscious of all of your self-imposed limitations, all of your self-directed negativity, all of your judgments, your assumptions that aren't working for you, your traumas that you've experienced. You begin to rapidly heal from them. This can be a traumatic experience. It's the reason why getting struck by lightning is a traumatic experience. So hopefully you're releasing it in, this is why I suggest people you do one phase 90 days at a time, because if you go to the highest levels, you might not be ready for the two things. You might not be ready for the transformation that occurs, and your nervous system and your meridians might not be open enough for you to fully experience it. If you want to get a taste of this and you haven't subscribed yet, look on my channel for the Summoning the Immortals Qigong, I think is what it's called. It's a very powerful Qigong practice which I've given to you for free, which taps you directly into this Mao Shan power. If you have a powerful experience with that, then I recommend and invite you to go to the Warrior 90-Day Challenge and subscribe and begin at phase 1. The way you do that is once you've subscribed, you scroll all the way to the bottom where you see the first entry of the 90-day challenge, and then just follow the videos, just press play and follow along with me. It's that simple. All right, so this lightning power, if you know the switches, which are very basic, very simple movements and postures, if you know them, you will begin to release this lightning power, so it's no longer just focused inward, protecting the soul. It now begins to be released into the body, into the aura, into your mind. And you start to operate more authentically and more powerfully from the soul. But this is very powerful, and I'm only interested in teaching those people who are committed to this. And so as a result, what I'm going to reveal to you now, which is I'm going to reveal two things to you. I'm going to reveal the mudra, and I'm going to reveal the secret name of the sect.